It's just something we work on like every day, like even in days when we're not like at the stadium or on game days, coming in and practice, like we have to take that very seriously because it's something that translates into the game days. So, you know, whether it's you know, the first play of the game or the last play of the game, you know, if they call your number, it's one of those situations where you never know when the ball's coming to you, so you just got to be ready at all times. So that's something we're focusing on for sure.
What have you noticed just offensively? I mean, it seems like kind of reminds me a little bit of the 2016 team. You guys have a lot of weapons. I mean, yourself, you can make big plays. Roman Wilson's had big plays. I mean, Dalen Baldwin, when he was in, I mean, just kind of describe the depth and that talent of the wide receiver group.
Yeah, I think we're a really good group. We pride ourselves on being like a crew, like always close together. We even got like group chat and everything. We're always like, you know, staying close to each other, helping each other out on and off the field. So keeping that bond together is something we want to keep going throughout the rest of the season, and especially going into Miami. It's just making sure we're all locked in and helping each other out and playing for each other. That's what we focus on.
How active is that group chat right now?
I mean, that group chat's always going off. Like, it can be at first thing in the morning, or like at random times, just people sending just random stuff in the chat and always getting us laughing and stuff. It's just really funny.
Steve?
Yes, I wonder if you could recall all the craziness on the field after the Ohio State game and how you got caught up in that, and then after that, talk about the Big Ten championship the same way.
Okay. I mean, immediately after like the game, just like from that standpoint, I remember just looking down for 2 seconds and looking up, and I was like, got lost in the pile. Like I was like trying to figure out, like I couldn't find any of my teammates. I was like, oh dang, I gotta figure out what's going on. And eventually, I was around just a bunch of random students, and like eventually I found my way back to the locker room, and we were celebrating. People in the locker room were jumping around, high-fiving each other. You can just tell it was one of those wins that like you only experience a couple times, and like for us to be in that moment, and then we were able to come back the very next week, 7 days later, and put something on tape that was able to get us the Big Ten championship. And it's something that like is important not to get too high, not to get too low after games, because there's always always ways to improve.
Isaiah?
Cornelius, talking to some of your teammates last week, they had said that none of you guys are surprised that you're in the college football playoff. Why is that you're not surprised?
Well, the reason why some people may have said we're not surprised is because sort of what we were talking about earlier, just taking it like day by day. So if you just take care each day, I mean, you're not really surprised by the work that you put in. So like all the work we've done in the summer, all the work we've done throughout the season, it eventually finds its way to shine. And you know, it's no surprise that some of the awards and some of the victories and the place we're in right now is a result of all the effort and all the whole process that's been going on.
One of the other things that was talked about was the fact that you're not changing anything because everything that had got you to this place was what you had done throughout the season. But how do you kind of keep things even-keeled, knowing that you have the college football playoff and a potential national championship here?
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, just keeping a level head, not trying to like change or do anything different necessarily, but just play our brand of football. And just because we won a few games, you know, that's good. But we got another opponent on the line, so we just got to focus on that opponent, which is Georgia Bulldogs.
Angelique?
Cornelius, how does one become an effective punt blocker?
It's one of those things where you only get one shot, so like you may only get one shot throughout the game. So all I'm thinking in my head is like, you know, it may be the first play for your first rep, but if you don't get it on that first rep, you know, you always come back and spin the ball again, and then it's just like some funny, like I just be thinking in my head just anything to like get myself excited for that moment, because you can only get one shot sometimes, so you got to be ready when that snap is called to block the kick, block the punt.